Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
An oral tradition describes that the god Tangaloa created the Samoan archipelago. The archipelago includes 10 islands which are mostly volcanic. It is here where the Samoan culture, which dates back over 3,000 years, is honored and celebrated. Legend refers to Samoa as cradle of Polynesia and is believed to be the Polynesian homeland. The smiling people of Samoa. Please continue watching to find out more.
When my daughter was an infant in 1983, I went vegan and have raised her vegan. And she works as a stunt performer and an aerialist. So when some people say, well, it's okay for adults to be vegan, but you shouldn't raise children that way, I say, well, my daughter is pretty strong, and so are lots of other vegan kids who have done this. Victoria Moran, vegan.
Yurana means hello in Tahitian. Lovely viewers, my name is Inoa. The affectionate people of Tahiti are grateful for such compassionate friends like you. May peace always blossom in your heart and overflow in abundance, touching the lives of those you encounter. We are pleased to have your company for today's episode entitled The Smiling People of Samoa. The Samoan people reside on the islands of Samoa and American Samoa. These Polynesian islands are located in the South Pacific Ocean. An oral tradition describes that the god Tangaloa created the Samoan archipelago. The archipelago includes 10 islands, which are mostly volcanic. It is here where the Samoan culture, which dates back over 3,000 years, is honored and celebrated. Legend refers to Samoa as the cradle of Polynesia and is believed to be the Polynesian homeland. The rich Samoan culture is widely known for its beautiful styles of music, dance, and visual arts, as well as for having a tropical island paradise as a home. The official language of the islands is Samoan, which is thought to be one of the oldest Polynesian languages. The Samoan language has many similarities to the Hawaiian, Maori, Tahitian, and Tongan languages. Within the culture, there has long been an observance of Fa Samoa. This refers to the behavior and responsibilities within the context of living, being a part of the community, showing respect to others, and more. Kap Tofiti from the Polynesian Cultural Center explains the meaning of Fa Samoa.
The word Fa Samoa means the Samoan way, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you eat, our action. That's the Fa Samoa. Understanding where you come from, understanding the everyday things, climbing the tree, hustling the coconut, making the fire.
Family is a core value in the Samoan culture, and elders are well respected. One of the unique elements of their culture is the tradition of weaving ear Samoa, or fine mats. These mats are very finely woven and held in great cultural esteem. They are made from a long-leaved pandanus that grows in the village plantations. The long leaves are first boiled in water and then left out in the sun to dry. Once dried, the leaves are tied into bundles and are ready to be woven. The process of creating the fine mats can take months to years to complete. Traditionally, most villages had a special place where women would gather to make mats and teach the art to children. These mats are passed down from one generation to the next and are presented at weddings, funerals, and special occasions such as a celebration for a newly built house or church. The tradition of weaving e Samoa was inscribed into the UNESCO representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2019. The art of finely weaving these beautiful mats was revived by Miss Adi Tafunai. Although the Samoan women have been skilled weavers for many generations, the art of weaving had been set aside. Miss Tafunai helped encourage the women to revive their very precise weaving talents to create these historical treasures. She shares a little more about the traditional uses of the mats.
Historically, they were used by the high chiefs in Samoa for formal presentations, and mothers made a fine mat when they had young daughters, and it was the bride's bridal wear, and they were just used very traditionally in traditional Samoan ceremonies and clothing for the chiefly people.
The closely knit Samoan culture also includes beautiful songs and dances. The Sasa dance, which is one of Samoa's most widely known dances, has been traditionally performed by many members of the village. With both seated and standing gestures, the movements depict everyday activities and beautiful natural sights such as bird people flying in the sky or fish people swimming in the ocean. Although there are traditional dance patterns, Samoan communities have created variations and modern movements. A spectacular sight that has enthralled many is the Samoan Siva-afi, or fire knife dance. The dancer expertly balances a long and narrow instrument with fire on both ends. This popular dance is also performed on many other Polynesian islands including Hawaii, Fiji, Tahiti, the Cook Islands, and Tonga. It is accompanied by vibrant drumming that matches the energy of the dancers. The Polynesian Cultural Center holds a competition each year to name the World Fire Knife Champion. The competition began in 1992 and attracts competitors from various countries around the world.
Vegan side effect. No more privacy. Your name is listed all over heaven.
Vibrant viewers, we are going to pause for a moment to enjoy the exquisite sunshine. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to the smiling people of Samoa on Supreme Master Television. Across the Samoan Islands, there are about 360 villages. The book entitled The Samoan Fale, that was published by the UNESCO Office for Pacific States and UNESCO Principal Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific, has described these villages as follows.
The visual harmony of Samoan villages owes its existence to two main sources. The first is the accident of an unusually kind prehistory of volcanic eruptions which left mountains and a coastline of undisputed beauty. The second is an ostensibly unconscious genius of the part of the Samoans who, to the visitor, seem not only to have chosen the most visually felicitous sites for villages, but seemingly laid them out so that peace to the eye of the beholder was ensured.
It has been said that residents of Samoa are the last of the Polynesian countries to use its traditional architecture so prominently today. The traditional houses are called fale. There are two types of meeting or guest houses, and they are faletele, which are round houses, and faleafula, which are long houses. The fales are constructed with no walls, which allow a cooling sea breeze to enter. Instead, they have blinds made of coconut leaves that can be lowered in the case of rain or excessive wind. The fale is said to be quite resistant to cyclones, and a large one can shelter many people. These architectural constructs have been referred to as cultural genius. Leadership has traditionally been taken on by the Matai, which means leader or chief. They are seen as spiritual caretakers and have the responsibility of making decisions for the family and village. It is believed that there were originally 16 royal families that lived in different areas of Samoa. Each one was named after their leader, and as districts and villages were formed, the leaders of these divisions were given a special matai title. During gatherings in the fale, villagers had seats in pre-assigned areas. The place where one sat was dependent on their rank within society. The hosting matai would have a seat reserved for other village chiefs. The areas in the middle of either side of the fale were for the highest-ranking visitors. The coconut, which is considered the most useful plant in Samoa, is also used in building the fale. The beams are masterfully secured with senet, which is a rope made of braided coconut fibers. To prepare for the senet, the coconuts are soaked in waters of the reef for many days or even several weeks. The husks are then peeled off and the fibers are softened with a mallet before being dried in the sun. Although the Samoan culture has survived and flourished over the years, there is now concern regarding climate change and how it is affecting the islands. Penihuru Lefale, a climatologist whose family home was destroyed by a cyclone, describes the underlying cause of the increase in climate disasters.
The most concern for Pacific Island countries is the extreme weather events that are associated with the global warming phenomenon. For example, would there be an increase in the number of hurricanes occurring under a warming world? Based on the records that we have so far, in the Pacific region alone, definitely there seems to be an increase. We're dealing here with an issue of whole islands and communities at risk, and their very survival is at stake.
With much of the Samoan infrastructure and population located near the coast, the impacts of climate change could be extensive. There are very real concerns regarding tropical cyclones, strong storms and flooding, droughts, erosion of the coasts, rising sea levels, king tides, and an increase in vector-borne illness. Our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai has cautioned the public about extreme weather events for many years. She and many esteemed scientists have warned the public that animal people industrial raising operations is the leading cause of climate change.
If we don't change our disaster breeding provoking way, then disasters will never end. I'm also in tears whenever there is a natural disaster anywhere in the world. My heart aches for the suffering of the people. I feel what they feel, and I'm very, very much saddened. But we can only stop the disaster once and for all by tackling the root problem. That is, by stopping the killing of humans and mass murdering of innocent animal lives. Only when we walk in peace and love on this earth will the earth and nature respond peacefully to us. If we protect others, we will be protected.
We would love to see the Samoan Islands protected and for this lovely culture to continue to flourish well into the future.
Vegan, the animal people also want to be near you.
Amiable viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your company on today's program. Coming up next is the story of good love, Vegan, Master's heroic protector and loyal friend, part 5 of 5, right after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. May your noble actions be blessed by the divine and benefit more people in need.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Манай нэвтрүүлгүүд олон хэлээр гардаг зочлог хаяг Supreme Master TV CTAW schedule болон Supreme Master TV CTAW